I have been thinking about what is going on with our government and really the world as a whole. And I have come to the conclusion that there is a massive effort to take over the world. There's no explanation that you could give that would explain all of the craziness that is happening all simultaneously all over the world. The fact that the United States, if it was just the United States, then we could sit here and we could have a debate about whether it's the elections or, President Trump or the Democrats or the Republicans or, what's going on. But it isn't just the United States. It's actually the whole world. And the fact that the whole world is participating in this madness over a virus that is basically a cold, it doesn't make any sense. It defies all logic. And so I've been thinking, what's the logic behind what is going on? Like what are they trying to accomplish? And I think what they are trying to accomplish is they're trying to get everybody divided either on the vax versus no vax, or the, black versus white, or Republican versus Democrat. They're trying to keep all of us divided so that we don't communicate with each other, because as long as they can do that, they have the whole divide and conquer thing, and they can successfully overpower us to the point that they can get our guns. And at that point, we're done with America is finished, and we have no power at that point. The Constitution will be thrown out, the UN will take over, and we'll all just be slaves to the system, just like all the Chinese people are at the moment. This is their goal. And I've been thinking, well, what could we do about it? There's a lot of friends of mine. They're like, hey, if they come try to take my guns, they're going to get lead, or whatever it happens to be. And it all sounds great. But the fact of the matter is it's kind of twofold. The military does not have the capacity to take over the whole United States. No military does. We have too many weapons, too many bullets, and eventually we are going to fight. And so nobody really wants to go down that road, because the military is going to lose a massive number of people. The human race is going to lose a massive number of people, and the powerful elite, that's exactly what they want. They want to destroy everything so that they can start over and do things the way that they want, because they're so much smarter than the rest of us. It's a mess. It is an absolute mess, and I really don't know what the solution is, but I have a thought. So there has never been a time in history that parents and people are more involved or more open to the fact that the government is not helping. They're not here to help us. They're actually here to destroy us. And parents are standing up against the school system, and there's just all kinds of stuff going on right now that just has never has existed before. And I'm looking at this as a supreme opportunity. I think that the globalists have overestimated their ability to cause turmoil in our society, and I think we should take advantage of it. And I don't think we should take advantage of it in an ugly way. I think we should take advantage of it in an educational way. And so I've been talking for years now, and I've been thinking about this for half my life, is that our education system that the government has set up is absolutely asinine. School teachers are not who you need to ask about whether the school system is good, because they're all biased. They all want their jobs. They're all involved in the curriculum, and they all honestly feel that they're doing the best job they can for the kids. But it doesn't mean that it's a good system. It doesn't mean that they're actually educating our kids to do something useful. So you have this situation where all of us have been brainwashed, and we've all gone through the same school system. So we've all been brainwashed into the belief that the government knows best, and that they're the ones that need to educate our kids. But why? Where is it that this is written in stone? And so my point is, or my thought is that we need to take advantage of this chaos that these globalists have created in order to wake up everybody and take everything back. We can take back our local governments. We can take back our school system. We can take, but we need to understand that we don't want to take control of the existing system because it's shit. The whole system is shit. So what we need to be doing is taking over our system from the ground up, from a county level, and throw the current school system out of the county and form new, smaller schools that actually educate our kids into doing actual tasks. For example, do I need to know 6 years of English to be able to write? I would say no, and I would say the reason is because 90% of the kids that get out of school can't write. If this system worked, then our kids, when they get out of school, ought to be able to write a book. They ought to be able to know how to form a sentence in a paragraph, but they don't. They don't know how to do any of this stuff. So the current system doesn't work. And so my thought on how to do this, and I have the educateus.us that I set up, and I started working through it. Since then, I've actually bought a building to start trying to set a school up in, and I'm actually moving toward being able to start trying to set up an education system. But I don't need to be alone. I don't need to be the only one doing it. We need to share our experiences and share what we're doing, and try to get something that works for the kids, something that they enjoy doing, and something that has something for all of them. And so my thought is, and I think I've done videos last year or the year before on this already, but I'm going to do it again. My thought is that in this school we have, and I'll just give you an example. So I have this building. The building is sitting in a particular location, and it has a lot of inventory and stuff in it that needs to be inventoried. The problem with the inventory is that we have to get shelves built, and we have to organize it. We have to figure out what is the best way to deal with this stuff. We have software that we need to write to be able to manage it. There's all kinds of things that need to go along to organizing this building and getting things ready to rock and roll. But why do I need to set it all up? Why can't I have homeschool kids come in and teach them how to do woodworking, how to build shelves, how to inventory the stuff, how to learn the software, how to write software, how to do everything involved in starting this little school? So I have the school, I have the building, and the electricity and all that stuff that I'm donating to the school so that there's no expenses there. But why can't we get some of the parents and the kids to come in and learn how to do the things that you would have to do if you were going to start your own business? Now you ask, well, what about the English and the literature and the mathematics and all that kind of stuff? And my response to that is that you're going to learn the things that you need to learn to run that particular school, and you can have projects and things in that school to do all kinds of other stuff. So in addition to the problems that we have with the school system, we also have a huge problem with manufacturing in this country. We don't manufacture anything anymore. We can't get the federal government to fix this. We can't get these big businesses to fix this. Why don't we fix this at a school level? Why don't we let the kids learn how to make resistors, learn how to make, whatever it is that we need, and be able to start building and selling stuff within the school to support the school. So instead of having the school get grants from the government, which then allows the government to dictate how that school is going to be operated, why don't we start having local companies get involved in the school so that they get future employees coming out of the school that already know how to do the jobs that need to be done? And even better than that, why don't we educate the kids to be able to start their own businesses? Why don't we, have the school actually help to start these businesses so that, again, they can be an investor in that particular student's business, so that the school, again, is getting money to improve the school, to make the school bigger. But it's doing it all at a local level where you're not having the control of the government dictating how we're going to do everything. You might say, well, some schools are going to be better than others. And okay, that's true. So get involved in your school with your kids and make it better. There's right now, this country, we've all been sitting on our asses and drinking our beer and trying to stay uninvolved because the government's going to take care of it. Why do I need to go do it when I'm paying taxes and the government's can go do it for me? And we now are at an impasse where we can now see the result of those efforts. The government is never going to do what's best for our kids. They are never going to do what's best for us. They are always going to do what's best for them. And for them, control is the only thing they have. And so they want more and more control over our lives and over our kids' lives. And the only way to do that is to keep us all dumb and keep us uneducated and to keep us sheep. As long as they have a lot of sheeple running around, they have the ability to control all of us. And you're still going to have assholes like me that are running around causing trouble. But as long as they can keep the masses believing that the government is actually doing good stuff for them, then the government's going to maintain control. But if we start a grassroots movement at this point, the globalists have created the supreme environment for us to do this. They think that they are controlling us. Let's control them, and let's do it in a way that we don't have guns involved and we don't have fights involved. But we do it in a way that is constructive, that is good for the kids, that educates the kids in doing many, many tasks. We don't need homework. We don't need the kids. When they get involved in a project that they really believe in and they really want to learn more about, they're going to go home and do their own homework because they want to come and do a better job. This is what gets people motivated and feeling good about their lives. And part of that is that we need to start at the core level, educating the kids on the way our government is supposed to function, not the way it currently functions. I am behind every Democrat and every Republican and everybody else that our government is messed up. It is out of control and it is messed up, but that is not our government. That is not the way this country is supposed to function. This country is supposed to function from the ground up, and we have all become lazy and uninvolved and allowed everything to get out of control. And it's going to take a lot of hard work. It's going to take a lot of people doing things that they normally would not be doing, but I think we can do it. And if we don't do it, then we have missed the most supreme opportunity to fix things that has ever been presented to the human race. We have a country, we have a constitution that allows us to control our government. We have the ability from the ground up to fix everything. They have caused so much turmoil right now that it is up to us to take advantage of it. If we sit here and let this go by without us doing anything, it's completely on us when it all falls apart, because it is falling apart right in front of our eyes. So I think that going forward, I've already started talking to my employees on what we can do to get the school started locally. I think that anybody that's out there that wants to do the same thing, you can get in touch with me directly. I will share whatever information I have, what we're doing, what is working, what's not working, things that I see as a problem that we need to deal with. I've been working with my son to do stuff, and so I've identified some things that we do need to make sure the kids are doing every day, because they'll forget some of the basic stuff if we don't. But overall, I feel like, at least at my level, my son's being exposed to all kinds of stuff that he would never get in school. And when a kid goes to school, all they're faced with is doing what the teacher tells them to do, studying courses that they don't like, and doing homework that the parents end up having to help them with because it's so crazy. And that's not a learning experience. That's not helping them when they get out of high school. And if you're worried about the fact that they have to have a GED in order to get into college, you really ought to ask yourself, why do they need to go to college? Like, what is the system that we have our kids involved in that requires a college education to be able to get a job? That just doesn't make any sense. I'm not college educated, and I've started my own business, and I'm very successful. Why can't our kids do the same thing? Why can't the kids coming out of the high school already be more advanced than the kids coming out of these government-run colleges? So this is something that I've already started talking to people to start getting help. I've been doing it on my own, but it's too much. We all need to get involved. We all need to get involved with the homeschooling program. Even if your kid is in school, consider homeschooling and what it would mean to be able to have your child and yourself better educated about how things should work. Because we need to take over our city councils. We need to take over the judges. We need to take over the police departments. We need to take over our entire local system and then show all the counties around you how it would work if you actually were able to run your own life and do your own thing. Like I said in an earlier video, we still need to have a system set up to handle taking care of people that can't take care of themselves. But the vast majority of the people that are being taken care of today, they can take care of themselves. They're taking advantage of a system that is completely flawed, and they don't even realize that it's holding them down and causing them to do things that they wouldn't be doing otherwise. So let's get involved. Let's start some educational systems that the kids can actually start doing, and let's destroy this system that has been set up, that has been brainwashing all of us our whole lives. They have set up the chaos. We didn't even have to do it on our own. They did it. They did it with the idea that they were going to take us over and they were going to take over the world. Let's flip this shit on the head and take the whole system back from them so they're no longer in control, and we can put them in the jails or in the burial plots that they ought to be in.